Hey everyone, my name is Jamie Lee. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching this video today. Now today we're back with another Halara haul and review. Specifically this time I'm taking a look at a bunch of their linen bottoms. And then I do also have some jeans, some more casual bottoms, and a dress in addition to the linen pieces. So we'll take a look at all of that today. And specifically I was really looking for cute, comfortable bottoms that would be perfect for summer. We are finally getting warm weather in Canada, so this is a great time to be looking at this stuff. I don't know about where you live, but it has been so gray and cold in Canada until literally this week we're finally getting temperatures over 20 degrees Celsius. So it's the perfect time to be finally breaking out some more summery pieces. Now I do always want to disclose that Halara sent me these pieces free of charge. That does not mean that I only need to say nice things. I always try to give my brutally honest opinion about everything that I try on. It does also mean that there will be a discount code for you down in the description box to save you a little bit of money on full priced items. And also I will be sure to link the specific pieces I'm wearing in this video along with listing what size I got and what color I got in the order I'm wearing it down in the description box. So if you want to find anything, all of that info will be down there. I either wear a medium or a large in bottoms at Halara. It kind of just depends. Generally in anything stretchy I go for a medium. Anything non-stretch I tend to go for a large so that it fits properly over my bum. But once again, all of the specific sizing information for every individual piece I try will be down in the description box. So with that, we have tons of stuff to look at today. So let's jump right into it with this first pair of bottoms. And something I want to be very clear about, and this applies to everything I'm going to try on today. If you don't like this specific color that I'm trying on, there are always many other color options available in literally everything at Halara. I try to get like a range of different colors, so I'm not just trying on like the exact same color over and over again in these videos so that you can get a taste for like what might be available. But if you were hoping for these in like a much more neutral color, you could definitely get that. I just love to be able to show you what all the different colors look like. So this is a pair of their high-waisted drawstring linen feel pants, and I got these in a large petite, so you can see the length on these is pretty great for me. I am only 5'1", so I always go for a petite if it's available at Halara. These are still a little bit long, but with a little bit of a wedge or a sandal or something, I think that they'll be perfect. You can see these have a fairly wide leg design, which I really like. I always think that that looks great in the summer. These feel quite breathable. They are a rayon blend. And I've talked about this before. If I'm getting a pair of like linen pants, first off, especially if they are literally called linen pants and they are like $100 or more, I am expecting linen and cotton. At the like $50–60 mark, or even a little bit less than that, like these ones are, I am okay with more synthetic fabrics mixed in, especially because these are called linen-like versus just claiming that they are linen, which a lot of companies do, and I take tremendous issue with that. Now the fabric on these does feel really good. Something that I have talked about before with standard linen pants and linen dresses, really anything, they can sometimes feel scratchy on the skin. This does not. It feels like a very smooth fabric. It feels lightweight. It feels airy, but it's not so thin that I think that it looks sloppy. There's still a good structure to the pants. They're not bunching weirdly. I think that they look really good. Now, once again, it's in the name. These do have a true drawstring around the waist. Obviously, these are meant to be like a little bit more casual than some of the other pants options we're going to take a look at. They do have nice deep pockets. And then I got this very pale green color, and I actually think that it looks really good. And I'm not noticing like a ton of cellulite in this. A lot of times in lighter colors, cellulite just becomes a lot more obvious, and I have tons of it. There's no shame in that, but I'm not noticing it like tremendously through these bottoms. So I personally really love the green. I think that it looks great, and this is definitely a style of pants that I would be inclined to wear all summer. I think that it's really cute and super, super comfortable. All right, next up we have what I think could be a good work pant option. So this is another pair of the linen feel pants. This time emulating one of my all-time favorite pairs of like work dress pants, which are these ones. I have those pants, I think, in 3 different colors at this point. I really, really love them. They're super comfortable, very easy to wear, and I think that they look really good. They're kind of like a slightly oversized, looser work pant, which sometimes I really appreciate. I don't always want like super tight work pants and people like like gawking at me, if that makes sense. Sometimes you just want to be super comfy at work, and I think that these and those other ones that I, once again, wear all the time are a great option for that. So these have real belt loops, and then it looks like they're going to have a fly or something, but they don't. This is just an elastic waist that you pull on. You can see it does have like the real elastic at the back, but I tend to just wear some kind of like a work blouse that comes down below that, at least at the back anyways, or a cardigan or something. These do have some nice deep pockets on them, which is awesome. And then they have this little bit of pleating at the front that, once again, I think really lends to them being like nice professional work pants. And then these ones are that linen feeling fabric. So these ones are a 80% rayon, 20% nylon blend. I would say they feel ever so slightly scratchier on than that green pair did, but still comfy enough that I think you would be able to wear these all day with no problem. Once again, it's like a thinner fabric, but it still has enough structure that it's not like clinging to your legs or anything, which is one of my biggest pet peeves with a really thin pant. These would be nice and airy. I don't think you would have to worry about getting too hot in them. And once again, you can see they are a little bit long on me. I believe I could not get a petite in these ones, so this is just a size medium. And I would definitely have to wear a little heel with these or get them hemmed, which is not uncommon. But I think that they look great. I love the pink color, but once again, if you don't like the pink, they have lots of other colors. Now, one thing with pink, I feel like the color pink just in general tends to show a lot more cellulite than other colors do. I actually, once again, don't think it's horrible in these pants. I would say slightly worse than the green, but still not terrible in my opinion. And in general, I would say that these are an excellent summer work pant option that feels a little bit cooler than the more thick waffle fabric that they make a lot of their other dress pants out of. Still looks cute and professional. You can still get some cute colors, but now you also have these slightly more flowy, slightly more summer appropriate fabric. And for the last pair of linen feel bottoms before we move on to some other stuff, we have this resort style capri, slightly more casual pant option. And I felt like this was really cute. If you're looking for something that's just like a bit more casual, maybe you're going on vacation, you're going to a little beach town or something, you just want something casual that you can throw on, I think that these would be great for that. Very, very comfortable. They do have a real button and a real zipper here, but then they also have some elastic at the back so that they're not gapping at all. They're fitting really comfortably. Once again, these have some nice deep pockets, which is always great. And then they have the little bit of a fold over at that bottom hem, which I think looks really good. Now, obviously, once again, these look significantly more casual than the other two options that we just looked at least to me they do. And I really like this rust orange color. I think it's doing a pretty good job of not showing cellulite through it. And this is a very similar feeling fabric to those green pants from the beginning. Really, really soft, not scratchy at all, feeling super, super comfortable. And once again, I think that these would be great in the summer. A little bit breathable, thin, but not so thin that they look bad. And I personally love anything that's like this rust orange color, and Halara makes a ton of stuff in this color. So if this is something that you like, definitely consider browsing the website a little bit because they've got lots of stuff in this kind of rusty orange. All right, next up, we have a pair of their Breezeful resort pants. These are very interesting, and the Breezeful fabric in general is quite interesting. It is a super, super stretchy, but also like a very quick drying fabric. So if this fabric gets wet, it dries super, super quickly so that you're not just staying wet. And Halara makes a lot of their summer and like workout pieces in this fabric because it is so breathable. And these pants, I think, are just a great example of why that could be really useful. When I look at something like this, I'm picturing it as something that I might throw on over my swimsuit. Maybe I'm leaving the beach to go grab lunch or whatever. You can throw these on over top. They're very, very extraordinarily comfortable. They're breathable. They're quick drying. So even though your swimsuit is getting them wet, they dry really, really quick. And I personally think that they look really cute. I like the little split hems on the sides. I think that that looks adorable. I like how they are a little bit flowy, but also slightly more sporty looking just because of the fabric that they're made of. These do have, once again, really nice deep pockets, more of a V-shaped crossover waist on these. And you can see that they come up fairly far in the back. And these ones absolutely would not show cellulite through them because they are such a dark color. But once again, if you don't like this more like wine burgundy color, they had plenty of other lighter colors in these pants as well. And I actually do have one other pair of these pants that I wore a lot last summer. And I just think that they're perfect for, it's super, super hot outside. You're gonna go sit in your backyard. Maybe you're gonna like read a book, relax in the shade, watch some TikTok, whatever you're doing. When it's super hot outside, I personally find that wearing like little short shorts with my thighs that are both roasting, touching each other, makes me feel hotter. Whereas wearing something like this that's really breathable, keeps my legs from touching each other quite so much, actually helps me feel a bit more cool. And obviously having them in a lighter color would do that even more, which my previous pair is in a light orange. But I just really thought that this burgundy was super beautiful as well, so I had to get the burgundy. All right, next up we have a pair of pants that's very, very different from everything else that we've looked at so far, which are these super, super wide, like more of like a Palazzo style leg pant with the ruffles on them. I just thought that these were so completely unique and different. I had to give them a try. Now these are obviously more of like a stretchy, almost legging-like material versus some of the other pieces that we're looking at today. The one thing that I did notice pretty immediately putting these on, you can absolutely see like my underwear lines through here. And I do feel like it's giving me a little bit of camel toe. That is what it is. Like a lot of pants look like that on me, but if you also are somebody that tends to get a lot of camel toe, just know you might have it in this. And I do think it's a little bit unfortunate that you can see the lines. And I'm not noticing the tops of the lines at the back, I'm more so just seeing them at the front. Now, one thing with this style of pants that are like very, very wide leg, very loose all the way down the legs, I do feel like they will always make your bum look a little bit flat. Like I have a pretty big butt for my size, but because this isn't tight under the leg, it just kind of hangs straight down. It will always kind of flatten things out. Just something to note if that's something that really bothers you. Now, I absolutely love the color of this. I think it's completely beautiful. And I also really do like that ruffle along the legs. I think that this like super wide leg, when you're walking around, it's going to be like kind of flowing, almost like a maxi skirt, but you obviously have the comfort of pants. And these are like incredibly stretchy, very, very soft, super, super comfortable pants. But you'll definitely have to let me know how you like these. They're definitely very different than a lot of other pants that I've tried, but I do personally think that they're really cute. And then for the last pair of pants that we have before we move on to a dress, I did get one new style of the Halara Flex jeans. Now, if you haven't seen my previous multiple videos at this point about the Halara Flex jeans, these are amazing. I almost exclusively wear these jeans and then like one pair from Old Navy. I have quite a few different styles, but all of my favorite styles have the real button, real fly. I feel like that just really helps them look like normal jeans and not like jeggings, but they are crazy, crazy stretchy. So if you're someone that has a smaller waist, bigger bum and hips, and you tend to have a lot of problems with gapping, I find these are very helpful for that because they're so stretchy. And in general, I find that they usually fit amazing for me. So really, really love them. Just in general, would recommend them. And Halara has been doing a pretty good job of releasing a lot of new styles of them. So this is one of the newer styles. If I back all the way up here, you can see that it does have the folded over hem at the bottom. I have a few different styles that have a folded over hem. I really like that. I think it looks good. You can see that it does have this little extra piece on the side, and they are a wider leg. They do also make like skinny jeans style, like little jegging Halara Flex jeans. I haven't personally tried them because I have not worn skinny jeans in years, but if you are a die-hard, like you love skinny jeans, I would recommend giving them a try. Once again, I can't recommend them in the same way that I could recommend any of the wider leg ones because I've tried all of these, but I would assume that they're a very similar fabric where it's like super stretchy and comfy, so they would probably be awesome. Now, once again, this has this little extra piece on the side, which I think looks a little bit edgy, which I am not. If you are looking for like a slightly edgier jean, they do have that. They also have a lot of these styles of jeans in like a faded black, if you prefer faded black over like denim colors. And then they also usually have a lighter wash denim as well. Now, once again, they do always have the real button, real fly, and then also they have real belt loops and pockets on the back. So I do feel like with all of those elements, they do end up really looking like normal jeans. especially compared to some of the other jegging styles that have gotten really popular that look more like sweatpants with jeans printed on them, or like leggings with like a denim print printed onto them. These really look like regular jeans to me, but they feel 1,000 times comfier. Like very, very extremely comfy. Something that you could wear all day. You wouldn't be unbuttoning the button like when you're tired getting home, sitting on the couch, because they're just that comfy. Like they feel great all day long. And last but certainly not least, we have this linen feel dress. Now this is a 100% cotton dress, which does mean that when I got it, she was definitely looking a little bit wrinkly. It still has a few wrinkles in it that were a little bit more deep set, but I just threw this in the dryer on like a freshen up setting, and I do think that that made it look definitely wearable. Like I would wear it out of the house like this, no problem. Anything like this that is 100% cotton, it will get a little bit wrinklier than like if you had a polyester dress, of course, but it will also be like super, super breathable, and it should also last you a pretty long time. Now the design of this dress is obviously quite simple. We've got the little scoop up here leading to basically straight down tank dress. Now there is this little extra piece here where the fabric is folded over and kind of comes in so that it does stay a little bit tighter on the bust, and then has this extra fabric to flare out towards the bottom, which I do think actually looks really good. Obviously, if you are looking for a dress that's going to like suck into your curves and be really bodycon and make you look really curvy, this is not that. But I personally love a slightly more oversized shapeless dress, especially in the summer. I feel like it can just look really chic, and I also think that this could be very cute if you were just throwing it on over your bikini or whatever to once again go get lunch, go shopping. Now this does have nice deep pockets on the sides, which is great. And then unfortunately, I do personally notice that the armpits are just a little bit low. So I have a bra on from the front. You can't see that from the side. You can definitely see it at the sides. So you would probably want to either just wear pasties or wear a bra that is complementary or matching or something on the side here, so that when you see it, it doesn't look quite as jarring as this, or even just like a nude color would probably be fine. My straps are showing at the back as well, because once again, this is very wide, which does lead me to think that it would be harder to wear a bra with this if you didn't want it showing. If you were wearing like a little lacy something and you didn't care if it showed, I think it would be fine. Or once again, if you're wearing it over your bathing suit or something, I think that would be great too. And you can see this is very long on me. Like it is essentially touching the ground at both the front and the back on me. But I do think that it looks quite good. Once again, I know that a big oversized dress like this is not everyone's style. If you've been following along with me for a while, you'll know it is mine. I think that something like this can be so cute, especially on days when you're just not feeling super confident. You don't want to be perceived. Something like this can be really good for that. And with that, those are all of the different pieces I got from Halara this time. Like always, I would love to know which were your favorite, which you maybe didn't like as much, and why. I think my overall favorite thing was probably those first two pairs of pants, the green and the pink linen feel pants. Both were super cute. Both are things that I know for a fact I will wear nonstop. But I do also really like this dress. I think that it's very pretty, and once again, definitely something that I would love to have to just like throw over a swimsuit at the beach. And with that, thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope that you have a fabulous day and that I'll see you next time. Bye!